Hello, my favorite fourth graders. Happy Monday. First day back from break. And I say first day back from break, but it's really the first day back to remote learning from break. Hope you enjoyed your vacation and I hope you had time to rest, go outside, do things not on your computer, and I hope that it gave you a good enough break to finish out the school year, probably remotely. So, before we get started, give me a raise of hand if you are happy we are done fractions. Oh my gosh, all of you raised your hands. That was so crazy. I've never seen all of you guys raise your hands like that before. You guys are right. I'm ready to be done fractions too. So, now that we're kind of moving on from fractions, we're going to get into angles. And angles is something that is going to be new, but it's a lot easier than fractions. Don't tell anyone, especially Mrs. Packard. And angles is something that falls under the category of geometry. And we actually have talked a little bit about angles before when we were doing that MEA prep that, we were supposed to take that big old test and then coronavirus hit and no taking no test. So, just to remind you, as you can tell, Miss Crow's going a little crazy being at home every day. Just to remind you, there are a couple different types of angles, and that is what I want to teach you first because it helps us to identify what the angles are when we know what to call them. So there's 4 different types of angles. I know, my whiteboard is so little. But the first kind of angle, which we all pretty much already knew before MEA testing prep, was a right angle. And a right angle is an angle that meets together at a perfect square or 90 degrees angle. Okay, so if it's 90 degrees, then it's called a right angle. And we haven't gone over degrees before, but just trust me that if an angle is basically like a perfect L, it's going to be called a right angle or a 90 degree angle. So it doesn't even have to be lined up perfectly, but if it looks like a perfect L, then it's going to be a right angle, and it's always measured at 90 degrees. 90 degrees is the right angle, and a lot of times it has this little square here. So 90 degree angle is a right angle. Okay, just like as if you were right-handed, that's how you spell it, just a right angle, okay? 90 degrees looks like an L, it's a right angle. Okay? Next angle that we talked about was an acute angle. Okay? In acute, remember we reminded you that acute angles are tiny because they're so little itty bitty and cute like little bitty babies. Okay, so an acute angle is less than 90 degrees. Okay, so an acute angle might look like this, or it might look like this, or it might look like this. And we know that these are all acute angles because they are less than 90, because if we did make these be our 90 degrees, it is smaller, okay? This one, if I made this one be 90 degrees, I'd probably go out this way, okay? And then if this one was 90 degrees, it would probably go up like this, okay? And these are smaller than 90 degrees, so they're smaller than that right angle, so these are called acute angles. Okay, acute angles are kind of the smaller ones, less than 90 degrees. Okay, then we have obtuse angles, and I like to say it that way because it's like obtuse. It's kind of like gives it a big, I don't know, big feel, big meaning. So obtuse is an angle that is greater than 90 degrees. And this little circle at the top, that means degrees, just like in temperature, okay? So an obtuse angle is greater than 90. So it has to be a pretty big angle for it to be obtuse because it has to be bigger than this imaginary L that we have. So if I was making an obtuse angle, it would be like that, or maybe something like this, or something like that, because if we were to create the 90 degrees, it has to be bigger than the 90 degrees. Okay? So obtuse angles are bigger than 90 degrees. Okay? You have one more type of angle. By far the hardest one. It's called a straight angle. A straight angle is 180 degrees. Last time I checked, 90 plus 90 was 100, so it's basically two right angles together. This is what it looks like. Straight line, that's it. I know my line kind of looks off because I'm not using a ruler, but straight line, straight angle. That's all you gotta know. I know, I told you it was really hard. So, in a nutshell, we have 4 angles. Okay? The first one is that right angle. Okay? Our right angle makes that perfect L. And a lot of times it has this little square right here. Okay? Then we have our acute angle. And acute is so little, it'd be cute like a baby. And that angle a lot of times looks like this or like this. Okay? It doesn't matter which way you do it. Then we have the obtuse angle. That's bigger than 180 degrees. So, or sorry, bigger than 90 degrees. So, have it like that or like this. Remember that 90 degrees. It's got to be a little bit bigger. It's definitely bigger. It's obtuse. And then we have a straight angle. And a straight angle is line. That's it. Okay? So, these are super important for you to know. These 4 are the types of angles. Okay? So if I, am a 4th grader and I get a worksheet from a super awesome teacher because she's teaching me about angles and she asks on the worksheet for you to give the type of angle, you need to write right angle, acute angle, obtuse angle, or straight angle for part of your answer. Okay, that's only part of your answer. The other part is this. A lot of times in math and in geometry, angles will be labeled with letters. The letters are almost always capital letters. Okay, and the math geniuses of the world decided, hey, let's label these angles with letters and then name the angle based on the letter. Great idea, folks. So, this is what it looks like. If I had an angle that looked like this, okay, and it has 3 points to it, and this is point A, point B, and point C, okay? So if this is my angle, then I'm first going to tell Miss Craw what kind of angle it is. I see that it doesn't have that L shape, so it's smaller than the L shape. Smaller than the L shape is a little itsy-bitsy cutesy. So my first answer, it's acute. Okay? But I also need to tell Miss Craw what this angle is called, the name of the angle. And the way that you do that is you always name the angle based on the letters. Whatever letter is in the middle of the 2 line segments is always the middle number. It's almost like the middle name. Okay, so this is an acute angle, but this angle is also angle A, B, C, or angle C, B, A. Hold up, Miss Crow. Where did you just go? I'm glad you asked. Don't be worried. This is new. Don't get frustrated. It's just something that you probably haven't been learned or taught before. So when you are naming an angle, you kind of use like a squished L to represent the angle sign. So it kind of looks like this, pretty similar to the angle that I drew. This is angle ABC, and it simply just goes like this, ABC. The B always has to be in the middle because it's the middle where these two sides connect. Or this angle could be named angle CBA. See how the B is in the middle both ways? We always want the point where it meets, which is known as the vertex, to be the same in both the names. So my name is Lindsay Crawford. My name is also Miss Craw. This angle is named ABC. This angle is also named CBA. Get it? Awesome. I'm glad you asked. Let's do another one. Okay. If I had an angle that looked like this, you would know it makes a perfect L, so that is a, yes, it is a right angle. So to do this question, we would say that this is a right angle. That's the first part, but then remember we have two second parts, or two more parts. Okay, this angle is labeled QRS. R is the vertex, so it's going to be that middle initial. And then we have Q and S. Remember when you're writing these to write them with capital letters. It's going to matter in a couple of days. So this angle is angle QRS. Or you could say it's angle SRQ. On your worksheet, I want all three of these to be written down. I don't just want you to write, oh, it's a right angle, or oh, it's angle SRQ. No, I want you to write all three of them. All three of them is going to get you the points and get you the good grade, okay? I'll do two more examples. All right, this angle is going to be named XYZ. It is a straight line, so it is a straight angle. Okay, so our kind of angle or our type of angle is straight. And the angle name, Y, is that vertex. It's right in the middle. So we need to have that Y be in the middle so we can name it X, Y, Z. Or this angle could be named Z, Y, X. Oops. Kind of getting the hang of it? I hope you are. And if not, guess what? Mrs. Phillips and I are here to help. Okay, last one. This one is going to be named, well, I'm not going to tell you what it's named. I want you to guess. Number 4. First, we're going to do the type. Acute, straight, right, or obtuse. You got it. It's going to be obtuse, and here's why. Look. There's that 90 degrees, and this angle is bigger than 90 degrees, so it's an obtuse angle. That's the type. Okay? Angle name could be two different things. What do you think it's going to be? You're right. If you said angle LMN, LMN, you're also right if you said angle NML. And there you have it, folks. You learned about the 4 different types of angles. Right, 90 degrees. Acute, less than 90. Obtuse, bigger than 90. And straight, 180 degrees. And you also learned how to name an angle using its two different names, its regular name and its teacher name. Lindsay Crawford, Miss Craw. Angle LMN, angle NML. If you need help, let me know.